Hello there. This next video is bananas. The video is literally bananas. It's a video about bananas. Today I'm going to be attempting to repot a whole bunch of banana suckers, banana pups, banana babies into their own little pots, because right now they're kind of they're sort of abused. I've got so many of these things just in this one little pot. I'm amazed that they've survived. They seem happy, most of them, but it's time to give them a new home, because I really do love my bananas and I want to give them a better home than a 50-liter bucket. That's just child abuse. So, sorry I've been mean to you, banana tree, but you're going to a better place. And when I say you're going to a better place, I hope that means you're going to a better place as in a nice garden, and not like a better place as in banana heaven. I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos, but basically my strategy is remove the bananas from the pots, investigate what's happening with the roots, slicey with a knife, and try to separate it, getting as many roots as possible. I've already separated a bunch of the banana plants successfully, but I've already also attempted to separate some other ones unsuccessfully. I probably have about a 50% success rate, so let's hope more survive than not. It really is about how many roots you end up with after you remove the plants. I've definitely taken a few off where there were no roots left at all, and I hoped for the best, but obviously it needs roots to survive, I've learned. The sun's come out. It's kind of a funny day. Behind me is gray clouds, and behind me over here is blue skies. So it's really a lovely day. The temperature's perfect, and I'm excited to get started. So this guy was a successfully repotted plant, and he doesn't have any suckers, so I'm gonna leave him alone, keep him in this pot. And same goes for this little guy. He doesn't have any suckers. He's my most recent repotting. So I'm gonna just let him get bigger, see what happens, keep him in this big pot, and hopefully he makes some babies for me. And same with this one as well. It has a sucker that it's made that's looking really healthy, but I've got it in a nice big pot. And so I'm just going to leave it alone for a while and see if it makes any more babies for me too. And then I can harvest them when it does. So this plant has gotten way out of control. The only small one that'll fit in one of the smaller pots is probably this guy. Maybe these two here. And then over here, I need to put this tomato plant in a pot. And then we have some smaller ones. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this guy doesn't look so healthy, but he's number 6. So this plant has 6 quite small ones, so I'll see if I can prepare 6 of the smaller pots, plus another one for this guy, 7, and then let's put these in bigger ones, so 5 of the larger pots. I'm ready to tackle banana baby surgery and remove these little guys, hopefully successfully, from the mama. I've got my tools of the trade, i.e. a whole bunch of different random knives and pointy things. My idea is to kind of remove the soil as much as I can and sort of just tease out the little bananas. So this is pretty tough. It's hard to see what's attached to what. I think this is the root system for this one here, this little guy. I'd like to clear it away a little bit more before I risk it, but if I can kind of just remove them one by one, that'll sort of clear space and I can see what's happening with the rest. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but I've got this little root here coming off of this guy here, and there's another root there, and then these smaller ones here. And so I think that if I were to make a cut sort of straight down here on an angle kind of going in, it would kill this little sucker that looks like it's new. but it'll let me remove this guy, and importantly, I'll have the roots still on there. I need the roots in order to live. If he comes off and he's just like a empty end with no roots, he will die, and we don't want that for him. So I'm gonna make the cut. I'm very happy with this one. I've never had one come off with so many roots before. They've actually survived just with one little teeny tiny root, so this guy looks pretty promising. So I think this guy's ready for detachment, but I can't see the roots quite as clearly on this one, so I don't know how it's gonna go. Okay, so this guy doesn't have any of the big roots. I still have hope. So he's gonna go into a pot now as well, and I will continue. So time is of the essence. I've been taking longer than expected, so I'm just gonna crack on with the surgery, but I'm just gonna do as many as I can, as quickly as I can, to try to get this guy back into a pot. Here we go, number 3. Lots of roots, looks really good. I am concerned that I won't be leaving the main one with many roots after this is done. So that will be interesting. Ooh, number 4 looks good. I wonder if I might even just try to get this biggest one off and leave the other ones. I don't want to completely mangle this guy to death. So I'll let you keep some of your children, don't worry. Don't know what that is. Probably not important. Probably very important. So another successful root pull, and I'm really happy with this guy as well. So I'm gonna stick him in a big pot too, and I think I'm gonna leave the rest until tomorrow. I feel like I've done enough today. I'm happy with my progress, and hopefully these guys survive. They don't usually look very happy the next day, or the next few days actually, but they spring to life. In my experience, if they have roots, they've always sprung back to life. So this guy should probably go in a pot right now instead of me waving him around in front of your face. So I'm gonna give him a water, put him in the shade, and call it a day on bananas. So I left these 2 little babies, and then the mama plant. She's looking a little droopy, looking a little sad, but I'm gonna give her a drink now, and hopefully she springs back to life. Thanks, mama plant. But now I'm gonna go water my garden, water my trees, cut filming, and I will be back at it tomorrow. Good morning from tomorrow, which is actually today. Mind blown. Today my plan is to put this guy into the ground and also harvest a bunch of the suckers to put into pots. This thing's a monster. That is a whole lot of banana right there, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I'm going to investigate the situation, see what tool is best for the job. I'm not exactly sure yet how I'm going to tackle this because it's pretty huge. It's gotten out of control, but before I liberate him from the pot, I need to prepare a bed for it to go in. And before I do that, let's check and see how the bananas from yesterday look. So far the babies appear to be doing well. Sometimes it takes a few days before they start to wilt and perish. So this could be a false sense of confidence I'm getting here. This guy doesn't look massively happy, but it really is a little bit too early to tell. So I will keep checking on them in the next few days. I'll move them to the sun probably later today and give them a nice drink as well. Okay, on to the mother plants. Again, it's probably a little too soon to be able to tell what's happening, but the babies look a little weird. The mother was looking quite wilty this morning, but she seems to have pepped up a little bit. But this is what I'm dealing with today. It's It's gonna be a really interesting job, I think. I'm not exactly sure how to even really move it around. But first things first, I need to put that banana in this spot, and that means all of these pots have to go somewhere else. Ooh, check out this guy. Welcome to day 3 of Operation Banana Liberation. Yesterday was way too windy to film any talking stuff, so I postponed the banana operation until today, where it's a little less windy. It's still windy, so I'm gonna hide in this sheltered area and try to do the surgery from here. I really must get myself a microphone so I can record stuff in the wind. It's very frustrating not being able to do things when I want to do them. My birthday's next week, and I think I'm going to treat myself to a decent microphone so I can film when I want to film and I don't have to delay important things like banana surgeries. So I'm going to get to it this morning before it gets too windy out there. Don't have a plan. I do believe that this is probably a 2-person operation, getting this thing out of the pot, but I'm going to do my best. I don't know what the right tool is for the job, but I'm going to see what I can come up with. Maybe. So my strategy is the trowel. I'm going to dig out as much soil as I possibly can, and then I'm going to do what the internet says, which is try to separate it with a shovel. The reason I haven't done that so far is because my plants are in pots, and so when you try to push it out with the shovel, there's nowhere for it to go because the pot's in the way. So if I clear as much soil as I can in the pot, it might give a little bit of space to be able to separate the sucker from the main plant. So I think I'm going to try to remove this guy here. It seems like the one that's most on its own, and therefore I'm hoping it's the easiest one to separate. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to try to separate a smaller one because this one here that I just showed you has no space between the edge of the pot and where the banana is, so there's nowhere to kind of try to prise it out. So change of plan, gonna try to get the smallest one out. So I've cleared a bunch of soil away and I can see some roots. So I'm just gonna get in with this guy and try to separate it. I'm loosening them up first with the knife, making a sort of an incision so that I have somewhere to put the pointy part of the shovel into. And I'm going for 3 at once, which could be a horrible, horrible mistake, or could be an amazing time saver. Okay, that was surprisingly tiring. Looks like I've got 3 plants that have a good amount of roots, but I think they're kind of tangled in with each other. So I'm gonna detangle them on the surgery table. Okay, I'm really happy with this. I've got this guy with lots of roots, this one with lots of roots, and this one as well. So hopefully I didn't damage them too much, and hopefully I didn't damage the main plant. But these look pretty good, and I'm going to put them in pots. And now I need to put this big guy in its final home, and I'm not going to separate it from these 2. I'm going to let it live as a clump. I'm not going to steal all of its children. They can be a family. So yesterday I prepared this bed, so I need to figure out a way to get it out of the pot and into the bed. My deepest condolences to anybody out there who actually knows what they're doing with bananas. Remember, this is not a how-to channel. This is just me getting along with things and trying to figure stuff out as I go. I realize I'm probably abusing these poor things, but I'm hoping all the bananas will be happy once they get into their final homes. They'll forgive me, and we can forget this terrible incident ever happened. And so you can see how terribly root-bound this guy was, which isn't a surprise, given the size of the thing. And I read somewhere that banana plants like lemongrass, so I'm gonna put this one in as well. So that job took a bit more time and effort than I was expecting, but I couldn't be happier with the results. I'm so pleased with this guy. Obviously I have to wait and see if he survives, along with his children. This guy's pretty resilient. I've harvested some suckers from him before, and he's grown big and strong in the pot, so hopefully in his new home he'll be even happier and thrive and keep producing babies and make a really nice kind of tropical looking clump right in front of my house. One thing I'm a little concerned with is the shelter for the plant. So he doesn't have any shelter from my house. He doesn't have the heat resonating off of the stones the way we did before. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. So this was a really fun job for me. It's been something I've been meaning to do probably for 6 months or something like that, but I didn't have the bed prepared. I didn't really know where I wanted to put the bananas. I didn't really have a plan. Now I do. They're in the ground. I feel really happy. And yeah, I enjoyed the whole process. I hope you liked watching me mess around with bananas. Maybe you don't have bananas of your own to put in the ground, but hopefully you found it mildly entertaining, me trying to wrestle with my own bananas. So if you did, like the video and subscribe and all that stuff. And thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.